I was doing comedy and presentations all over the United States. I knew some people from Compassion. They had asked me to consider becoming a Compassion representative, but I was very reluctant. I was invited to Colorado Springs and talked with Compassion, which had a huge impact on me. We went into a room and we watched a video, and I was very glad no one else was in the room. I left the room weeping and knowing that I had to do my part to represent children who couldn't represent themselves. My passion for being a representative of Compassion really intensified one day when I saw a picture of a little girl by the name of Taciana. She had frizzy little hair and the saddest eyes you've ever seen. No hope expressed in this face whatsoever. Taciana was sponsored by a wonderful woman, Julie Patterson, and her family.
My name is Julie Patterson, and I'm from Mishawaka, Indiana, and I've been a Compassion sponsor with my husband since 1985. And over the years, we've sponsored, I think, about 12 children with Compassion. Several years ago, one of the events I went to was Ken Davis event, and I had a notebook there with all of the letters and pictures of my child Taciana that we had sponsored for almost 13 years. And he saw the picture of Taciana when she was 6 years old and was first photographed to be registered as a Compassion child.
And Julie also had a picture of Taciana 10 years later when her life had been completely transformed because of the care that Compassion had given her.
So he had me come up on the stage and did a little interview with me. We sponsored her for 13 years and 9 months. She's 23 years old now. She's graduated from the program and she's headed to nursing school. My husband was there and videotaped it, so when we came down to Brazil, we were able to show the video to Taciana, and we videotaped Taciana watching Ken tell her story.
Look at this, Taciana, these are the people that want to see you succeed for the Lord. Taciana, we're all praying for you. God bless you. I hope I get a chance to meet you personally someday. Bye-bye.
So over the years, the last, I think, 7 years or so, Ken has used the story of Taciana to represent, who Compassion is, to share the story of Compassion.
I mean, it's just amazing, from hopelessness to hope. And that's what Compassion is all about.
I think that Ken told me maybe 10,000 children have been sponsored because of his presentations and him telling the story of Taciana.
Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love.
We are here this week for the opportunity for Ken to meet Taciana for the first time. I ran right toward her, so I couldn't wait.
Just seeing her come through the door was amazing. It's always been a story for me. I've always operated off of those pictures of what she was like as a little girl and what she's like now as an adult. And to actually see her and realize this is real. I know this relationship between her and her sponsor, Julie, is just unbelievable.
Eu fiquei muito empolgada, muito feliz por encontrar com a Julie. Tô muito ansiosa, assim, eu até quero ver como a expectativa é grande para passar os dias com Julie.
Good morning.
We're gonna go to Project 425. where we are going to have the opportunity to visit some of the classrooms.
I'm making a dog and he's looking at me right now. And now he's looking at you.
The project serves a community that's considered to be a little violent. One of the good things the project does is that they individually take very good care of the children.
We walk in and there are children singing and laughing and dancing and learning. It was a chaos of joy.
Hola!
It's the only Portuguese I know.
Hola!
This is a Brazilian form of dance fighting. I dance and I fight, so I'm going to get into this.
Taciana, she actually has, worked and volunteered at the project where she grew up, but seeing her here in Fortaleza, she remembers as a child what it was like to not have hope and then to suddenly have this hope that she was receiving. So she was overwhelmed with emotion, and I was overwhelmed watching her.
Muitas vezes eu vejo a minha vida, olho para trás e vejo a minha vida. E de como minha vida poderia ser diferente. Porque eu passei tudo isso assim por dificuldades, mas quando eu encontrei o projeto, quando eu encontrei a Compassion, eu pude ter a oportunidade de estudar, de ver, de crer assim num mundo melhor para minha vida, né? Então hoje eu me sinto uma pessoa de grande sucesso.
We walked into a little room where several boys were learning the guitar, learning how to play the guitar. And I looked over at Taciana, this beautiful woman, tears streaming down her face. In that moment, she was reliving the hope that came into her life. The Compassion Project was her life.
A Compassion, o trabalho da Compassion é dar esperança a uma criança, né? A uma criança que não tem uma perspectiva de vida, uma criança que passa uma vida assim tão sofrida que muitas vezes não tem o que comer, não tem uma esperança assim para estudar, não tem um estímulo. E através do programa da Compassion, eles vai dar assistência à criança em todas as áreas, né? Na área educacional, na área emocional, na área espiritual, vai assim ensinar a criança no caminho em que ela deve andar, né? Para que quando ela for velha ela não possa se desviar. E é mudar, é impactar a vida de uma criança.
Outside the walls, poverty, some of the worst kind of evil and violence you can imagine. And the only difference between outside the wall and inside the wall is that the hope of Christ is inside the wall. That the love of other people is demonstrated inside the wall. These children know that someone cares.
My husband and I have 2 children together. We have 2 daughters. But our family is much bigger than that. And our girls, even though they have one biological sibling, they think of all these children that we have sponsored over the years as their brothers and sisters.
Eu tenho a sensação quando, sabe, é uma pessoa da tua família, assim, que você tem o maior carinho, que você quer parte do seu coração. Então, quando eu vejo Julia, é sempre a mesma emoção, assim, tá? É como se eu estivesse vendo minha segunda mãe.
This isn't the rich American helping the poor little girl. These are two people who got involved in each other's lives and blessed each other. It's a God thing, man.
We came back to the hotel in the evening, and she had brought with her the letters that my family and I wrote to her over those 13 years. She had every sticker, every drawing that my children made for her, and she started collecting them when she was 6 and 7 years old.
Porque eu comecei nosso relacionamento e através, assim, apesar da distância de morar no Brasil e Julie nos Estados Unidos, mas assim, existe a correspondência e nos tornamos, assim, bem amigas. Daí ela sempre, Taciana, eu estou orando por você, eu torço por você e eu aposto e eu acredito em você. Então isso foi um estímulo para mim, assim, para estudar e principalmente, assim, eu vejo como Deus me ama. Porque através dele, assim, Deus olhou e disse assim, tá, eu vou usar a Julie para abençoar você, para mudar a sua vida, Taciana. Eu quero ser como ela, eu quero poder ajudar outras crianças como ela me ajudou.
Your initial reason for sponsoring may be because, oh, I can give something to a child who has so little. But I have received, my family has received much more than we ever could have imagined by being Compassion sponsors. It's been a couple days, but now we have to say goodbye to Taciana and her sister. Just so glad that we've had this opportunity to be together again.
Esse também é o meu desejo, né? Que outras crianças venham a ter a oportunidade que eu tive, a ter pessoas como vocês, a ter uma Julie da vida, um Kim Davis, a ter alguém que possa acreditar na criança, né? E dar esperança.
When you open the door to possibility through sponsorship, the blessing to that child's life is you can't measure it. I'm 64 years old. And I have experienced a lot in life. This may be the most important contribution I make, and it certainly is one of the things that has blessed me the most.
Here in the quiet, speak to me now. My ears are open to your gentle sweet.